S14 drift car. Now we just went over all the details of the vehicle. Let's jump into our Link software so we can start creating our base calibration file. So moving into our Link software, right now I'm connected to my box, so my laptop is plugged into the USB port on my plug-and-play R32 GTR box from Link. I have the vehicle powered on and I've established communication. In fact, we can go up here to the top of the screen. We can see that I'm in the online status. Now I've went in and I've initialized and erased the calibration file that was on the box so we can start fresh and just go through the process of uploading a base file and then modifying the base file based around what we have done to this vehicle, just so you can see the process. So I actually went here just so I can illustrate what I've done before I started to film. I went to ECU controls, and then I went down here into restore to factory settings, and we can see over the restore to factory settings, it is going to put a generic default file onto here. We can take a look at the fuel main, injection modes turned off, ignition main modes turned off here, so we don't have anything defined for injectors or for the coil outputs. Taking a look here, the cylinders are 8 cylinders. This is an inline 6, so the firing order is not right. There's all kinds of things that we need to set up now. So essentially all the details need to be filled in for this engine. Right now, the box will not start and run this engine because we've initialized it. We went back to a baseline file that Link has put onto the box when it was shipped right from Link. So what I'm going to do here is go into my directory. I'm going to upload a file that's suited for this plug-and-play application. Then we're going to be modifying that file from that point forward. So let's go to File, let's go to Open. And in our base map directory here, so we can see here, C drive, Link G4, PC Link G4 Plus base maps. This is the base map folder that Link provides for all of the plug and play and other boxes, Furies and Thunders. If we go down our list here, we're going to be looking for a Nissan. Taking a look here, Nissan R32 through R34 GTR G4 Plus Extreme plugin. This is the file that we're going to be starting with. So we're going to click open here and allow it to open. So we say yes to open file and download settings to ECU, or no to disconnect the ECU before opening the file. So I actually want to upload this file to the ECU, so I'm going to use the option yes here, so it goes in and uploads. Let's allow it to do that. So it's downloading all of this data into our ECU right now. So we're going to have to change everything in here, but this is now going to be better suited for a GTR application. So this is always going to be the first step that you have to take when you get your box right from Link. It may have a default file onto it like this, so you're going to just follow along again with what we're showing here. Now if you plug it in and it has a file on there ready to run, that's great. You can skip this step, but I wanted to show just starting off from the very beginning of picking a file and then allowing it to actually upload to the Link box. Now this process of downloading all the file to the Link takes a little bit of time here, probably a minute or two before it downloads everything that we need into our box here. So just going to be patient and let this finish up downloading. As soon as it's finished, we'll continue on. And actually right there, I can hear the fuel pump prime. That's now ready to go. So we can see file open and download it successfully. Do you wish to carry out a store command on the ECU? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to store it to the ECU. I'll allow it to perform that store and allow it to reconnect here. All right, so the ECU has been restarted. So now we're starting off with a GTR specific base calibration file that should start and run a stock GTR. Now, this is an RB25, it's not a RB26, so we're gonna have to change some of those details. It also has a lot of things that a stock GTR would not have. So we have bigger injectors, we have different coils, we have wideband setup here, we have a different intake air temperature, on and on. So there's a whole bunch of things that we need to set up specific to the vehicle. Also just making sure that we have just some of our basic tables programmed so that in the next video when we start up and try to run the engine, it's going to have some ballpark values in there. It's not going to run too rich or too lean. At this point, we're still guessing as to what it needs for fuel or spark, but we can at least get some more appropriate values than what this base map has. So let's start off here in the very first thing into fuel main. We're just going to work our way through our tuning layout here, the page layout. This layout is available right into the course directory. You can download it. It's going to be speeding up your process greatly, and you're going to just be able to follow along with what I have on screen here and modifying this base map. So configure here. Let's go to fuel main. Injection mode, we're going to be using sequential. We have some other options here, but this is a sequential style injection system where it's going to be looking at the #1 cylinder position, knowing #1 cylinder position based on the cam and crank pattern, and it's going to be basing its injection events around that. So sequential is what we always want to choose if we have a cam sync reference. If we don't have a cam sync, we just have a crank, it's going to allow us to choose other options here, single port or multi-port, but in this case, we're going to be doing the sequential, so we'll click OK. Fuel equation mode, we have some options here, traditional, model, multi-fuel. Now we're only going to be tuning this on pump gas, so we could then be left with the options here, traditional, modeled. Modeled multi-fuel is for flex fuel specifically, And so we would use one of these two options we have here. So in this case, I'm going to be using traditional. I've had mixed results with the model mode on the plug-in standalones from Link. I've used it, and actually the previous live training video I filmed to this, it's a K-series specific tutorial. I used model, which is volumetric efficiency based mapping. That worked okay. Everything seemed like it lined up okay. But I've had mixed results with these plug-in boxes. So I'm going to be using traditional, which is just a more simplistic, it's an injection time mode, not a volumetric efficiency modeling. So it's just going to be the difference of math calculations going on in the background in the modeling mode or the VE mode. In traditional, it's just going to be pretty much a raw number. We're going to move up or down in the fuel table to get things scaled out to where we want our injector pulse width to be. So it's kind of the difference of a math-based versus kind of an old school way of doing the injection timing and getting the injector millisecond correct for tuning your fuel setup. So I'm going to choose traditional just because it's simple and it works, and I'm not going to have any issues with it. So I'll grab traditional and click OK. Equation load source. We find here load equals map, load equals BAP or barrel pressure over map, and load equals off. We're going to be using this first option, load equals map. This is going to be increasing our fuel delivery as we go up in manifold pressure. There's going to be a background calculation going on. So this is always on a forced induction engine what we want to choose. Let's click OK. Now the master fuel here, this is the master scaler to the main fuel table. So this is different than the model mode or the volumetric efficiency style mode. That runs math calculations that is based on displacement, injector data, injector flow rate to figure out what is going to deliver for the injector pulse width. Now we're going to have our main fuel table here. These values in the main fuel table, these are not volumetric efficiency values. These are just raw scalar values that allow us to essentially increase or decrease the injector pulse width. If we're taking a look here at our master fuel, this is a background. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here. And you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.